What's going on, everybody? This is Randall for my first random review on one of my favorite shows on television, The Rap Game. The episode I'm reviewing is Season 4, Episode 5, Faux Lit for Life. So we're halfway into the season, and in a few more episodes, we're going to find out who's going to be the fourth rapper to wear Jermaine Dupri's So Def chain. So we have our 5 contestants this year: Jordan, Little Bree, Rapunzel, Ricki Bitti, and Street Bud vying for a contract with So Def Recordings. So starting off this episode, we had a recap of what happened the last time we had a new episode. Man, Tiki, who is Rapunzel's momager, went off on Ricki Bitti's dadager. Went off on him, and it was just bad. Man, Tiki went off on him, almost came to blows with him. So the managers had a talk with each other, and they squashed stuff. They sat down like real adults and said, listen, we here to make sure our children are straight. All that drama stuff can't happen no more. And then even Tiki was like, you know what, you right. So then we get to the actual episode. So in this episode, JD took the kids to the Universal Circus and says that they're going to be doing team performances. You know, he does this every season, but this year is different as all 5 contestants are performing as one big group in front of the thousands of people that will be attending the Universal Circus the day they perform. After they get home, they meet up and toss around ideas about the performance. So when it comes to the question of who performs first, Jordan is the person that immediately hops up and says he wants to be the first performer, like he's been doing all season. Now, if you watch the show like how I watch it, you already know that's a bad idea because Jordan's, a good dude, but he's not that great at remembering his lyrics. However, no one spoke up. No one spoke up when he raised his hand and said, you know what, I'm gonna pop it off, I'm gonna get out the way. No one said anything. Everyone had a whole bunch of thoughts, but Bree and her manager, Reginald, had a whole lot to say after the fact. Both of them were tripping because they didn't keep the same energy from when they all went in the room together. If you thought that Jordan shouldn't be performing first or Jordan shouldn't go first, tell them, speak up and say, listen, I got the most experience. Street Boy got the most experience. I'm going to go first. I'm going to start this off. I'm going to pop this off. I'm going to do my thing because I'm not going to let you take us down and then I'm going to be number 5. And you know what's so crazy is that Reginald, who is Lil Bree's manager, just sat there silent. He had all that to say when they got back in that room. He sat there and he say nothing. Now let's be real. They weren't necessarily wrong, but the way they went about trying to get Jordan from being the first performer was horrible. So what happens is Little Bree goes to Rapunzel and her mom Tiki to talk about the issue. Her idea in her head was that she was going to go to each of the contestants and talk about how Jordan shouldn't be the performer, and they were all going to meet up later and say, Jordan, we talked with each other and you shouldn't be the first performer. I don't know what happened in her mind to make her think that was a good idea, but yeah, she did it. But Rapunzel and Tiki were like, why are you telling us this? This is really something you should tell Jordan. So Bree ain't even listening. Bree just talking. Then Jordan walks in. So Bree expresses to Jordan that she doesn't feel as if Jordan should be the one that goes first. And you already know Jordan didn't take it well. He storms out the room. And due to all the drama, he can't even do right, man. He can't even write his own bars. He can't finish up his rap. He's all stressed out. He's popping off. He's not right. He then goes off about how Bree approached him. Jordan allowed the pressure to ruin his flow instead of motivate him. To me, Jordan is operating at a disadvantage already because of how fast he raps. He not only has to remember the lyrics, but also the speed he says them. They didn't get to the basement in Atlanta where they actually practice the raps for the first time. Of course, all the pressure is on Jordan to see if he can really handle being the first performer. Now, we all know the odds are against him because he's the only person that still uses his notebook to recite his verse. Even Ricki Bitti was straight. They all knew putting him as the first performer was a bad idea. In the end, the group, led by Street Bud's momager Corey, elected to switch him and Lil Bree around. Bree was now starting off the performance like her and Reginald wanted to from the beginning, and Jordan took her spot as the second to last performer in front of Street Bud, who was the last performer. So now we get to the Universal Circus the night they perform. So we're fast forwarding to performance at Universal Soul Circus. Ricki Bitti, this whole season, has been talking pure trash about Rapunzel. Talking about how she's better than Rapunzel, how Rapunzel is using recycled verses, how Rapunzel ain't really all that poppin', ain't really all that great. And I've said on Twitter, she's so caught up in how Rapunzel was moving that she neglected to work on her skills so she could be number one. So Ricki actually has been pretty tame. She's been worried about doing her verse and performing well for JD. She didn't want to be number 5 again. So during her performance, her microphone goes off. Now at this point in time, we don't know if JD's doing this on purpose or if the microphone really went off. This is the second time it happened. First happened to Bree, second time it happened to Ricki Bitti. So it might be JD that's pulling these mic tricks, right? But I call that karma, because all that trash that she was talking about Rapunzel is focused on the end goal of winning, and she's talking about, oh, she's not all that good. But I watched the episode a second time so I can review it, and you know what I noticed during the mic swap that you see on your screen right now? Rapunzel was the one that gave her the microphone. So let me get this straight. Rapunzel's the one that gave her the microphone, and that's the main person she's been talking trash about her whole time here this season. That's a little bit fake right there, Ricki. You need to get it together. So we get down to the hit list. So the hit list, number 5 was Jordan, number 4 was Ricki Bitti, number 3 was Rapunzel, number 2 was Lil Bree, and number 1 for the second week in a row was Street Bud. Now this hit list made sense to me. Honestly, it was the only hit list that I've actually agreed with since season 1. Now personally me, I normally do previews of the hit list. This week, couldn't really do it because it was so discombobulated, so much was going on that I couldn't really zero in on, okay, who's number 1, who's number 4, because Street Bud, how he had it in the thing, Street Bud wasn't really doing much, but that's why he was number 1. Street Bud deserved to be number 1 this week. Street Bud has a great personality, and he is a phenomenal performer. Really the best performer in the house. It's him, then it's Lil Bree. They about neck and neck. Everyone came with their own issues, Lil Bree, who actually took charge in the group. We'll talk about that in a second. She actually took charge in the group, but she had an issue with Jordan. Jordan couldn't remember his rhymes and was acting all crazy. Ricki Bitti was forgetting her rhymes, and Rapunzel was trying to bring the energy and come with a little bit more. Rapunzel was laid back, but Rapunzel was she didn't have the same swag that she normally has. But Street Bud managed to hold it together, and to me, it looks like Street Bud is taking that chain home. That's just my opinion, though. We'll get that in a second. Now, Jordan deserved to be number 5. Jordan was tripping. He was the most lackluster out of all the kids, and that pressure got to him. Although he did great in his performance, he actually remembered his lyrics, and the flow was pretty nice. He did get off beat, and he just sort of rapped. He needs to add some more mechanics to his performance, make it a real performance instead of a cipher. A cipher, you just sitting there, you rapping, you flowing, but actual performance is I'm watching you and I'm entertained. It was the small things he didn't do that made him last on the list. Now, here's the only thing that I think would have been something. If Ricki would have dressed better for the performance, I could have seen her being up there toe-to-toe with Rapunzel. She just seems to have this don't care attitude that I know irks JD. She performed in front of thousands of people at an event that is as popular as the Universal Circus in a joggers and a hoodie and a hat. I don't know what was going on. Listen, JD said it seemed like she just rolled out her bed and went to the circus. To me, it looks like she was going to Walmart, man. She had the bum fitting with the Walmart. I don't know what was going on there, Ricki. Get it together. Come on, you're a rap superstar. You already got the look and the swag. Get it together, Ricki. Now, Lil Bree. Really, I was sort of, lukewarm with Lil Bree. I feel like Lil Bree did a great job being a leader, and she's the person that really stood out the most to me in the performance. However, like I said, I really do think that Street Bud deserved to be number 1. But let me say this. Let me defend Lil Bree for a second. They were wrong for flexing on Lil Bree like that, man. It was clear that she was the leader of the group. She came up with the hook. She forced the issue about Jordan being the first performer, and even acted as sort of like a host for the performance. Because you remember at the end, they were dancing. She was like, go Street Bud, go Street Bud, go. I mean, she was cheering them on. However, the only thing, and I really believe that's why Rapunzel said what she said at the end, Bree has to realize that there's no loyalty in the game. The only person that's for her is Reginald. She's popping off how she sees people's real colors, but she wasn't being real from the jump. how she did Jordan was unbecoming of a leader. And if she wants to grow in this game and really do some big stuff in the industry, I really believe she has to hone that leadership quality. And Reginald has to make sure he checks the mess, because she definitely was tripping. That's not how you do it. And Reginald's the one that really put the battery in her back if you look at it. Rapunzel, out of everybody, was the realest one, because she told Bree she needed to take care of her issues with Jordan face to face. Don't come to us. Don't come to me and my mom like you got an issue with Jordan when I'm not Jordan. My raps are straight. I'm good. I'm not going number one. Talk to him. Talk to him and his mom. And also, another reason why she was the real one, she gave Ricki her microphone. She didn't have to do that. And while Bree's talking all that stuff about, oh, no one's for me, I see y'all true colors, you didn't give Ricki the microphone, and Ricki was the one that spoke up for you. So it's interesting. I want to see how this plays out, because next week is the manager swap. And Lil Bree has the one and only Tiki. Speaking of Tiki, I have to say this before I go. Tiki is the new Mama Peach. See, since season 1, we wanted new Mama Peach. We want Super Peach back on the show because she actually lost, and Super Peach was actually an amazing performer, just like Street Bud is. But one of the most entertaining aspects of that first season was the fact that Super Peach's mom was lit. She didn't play. She didn't care. You trying to be Peachy. She doesn't care. Miss Tiki, who's Rapunzel's momager, and she on a different level, man. You don't mess with her. I want to see a battle between Mama Peach and Tiki. I want to see that. So Tiki had the memorable moment of the whole episode. So check it out. I'm gonna play it right now. So what happened was Reginald was trying to plead with JD, saying that, man, Bree had the most complicated rhyme scheme. Bree was doing her thing, and then Miss Tiki kept saying, in your opinion, she wasn't even letting that man finish, and he kept being petty and kept trying to finish it. And she kept saying, she kept being petty, even pettier, and kept saying, in your opinion. That jump was so funny, and that's the memorable moment of the week. So that's it for me, Randall Barnes. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Author Randall B, Facebook Randall Barnes, and Instagram Author Randall B, and I will see you later.